I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
What's going on, guys? I'm Larry Bryan, and the channel is finally live. It's pretty freaking awesome. I'm super excited about it. It's the 4th day now, so I hope you guys enjoyed the last 3 days with the 3 channel members. And you got, what, 3 more to go after me. So pretty exciting stuff. I could go on and on all day about how we set this channel up and how cool it is. We just have such great members, and we collaborate really well together. We're very supportive of each other, and I really think we're going to provide you guys with some awesome content. So, moving on to the actual topic of This Is Me. Like I said, my name is Larry Bryan. You guys might know me from my Instagram, which is Defy to Breathe, or my YouTube, which is LarryBrianCF. But I am 26 years old. I'm almost 27 here in December, so not too far away, which really sucks. I don't know if you guys have birthdays near the holidays, but your friends and family like to group your presents all together. Anyway, so I'm an iOS software engineer, which means I make iPad apps and iPhone apps for the company I work for. And my lung function right now is currently 42% baseline. So we are super excited about that. And I say we as in my girlfriend Jenny, who is a respiratory therapist, and our big old dog Ralphie. He's like an 80-pound golden doodle. So both of those guys will be in my videos, I'm sure, considering they live with me now. Anyway, so a little bit about me. We are currently in St. Louis, Missouri, and I go to clinic 4 hours away in Kansas City. Really like my clinic. We just moved back to St. Louis from Florida. We actually grew up in Missouri, both of us, and we decided, hey, my health got so bad in college, which I'll go over that here in a minute, but my health got so bad that, hey, let's try out Florida, right? You know, the salty air stories for CFers are so great, and like, it should be wonderful. It sucked. I can share that in another video too, but it was just hot and humid. We miss family. We're both big family people. Anyway, long story short, after a year, we went ahead and moved back to Missouri. We've really been enjoying it. We've been together 3 years, me and Jenny, and everything is going great. So, I say everything's going great, but it was not always this way, guys. You know, looking back, I'm very thankful for where I am now because of all that I've been through. I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at 6 months old, which is really weird for me to just go ahead and on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and everything and say that, because growing up, I didn't tell anybody I had CF. I didn't tell my or obviously my family will. My family knew. I didn't tell my friends or my girlfriends or anything like that. And I can talk about that in another video as well. It's kind of all about that, like, we're scared of the unknown type thing. And, you know, kids especially kind of pick on that type of thing. And anyway, I just really got kind of the desire not to tell people, if that makes sense. I didn't ever want to be that kid that people had sympathy for or picked on, obviously, or anything like that. So I tried to live a normal, healthy life, which for the most part I did. I played sports. I played basketball, baseball. In high school, I played lacrosse. I even skateboarded for 5 years, and me and my buddies got really good at skating, and like we would film videos and try to like get sponsored and all that type of thing. So that was all a lot of fun. I then quit lacrosse in high school because I wanted to put on more weight and start bodybuilding, and I really found a passion in bodybuilding. I liked it a lot. It was just the idea that you could go and work out and you could see your body change shape and get bigger, and you know, if your goal was to put on muscle, you could do that and see it shape and just everything, right? And your clothes fit tighter and you just feel all strong. So all that kind of thing. Of course, with CF, it's harder, but it wasn't that hard back then because my lung function was high. It was in the 90%. I went away to college, and that all changed. I'm sure I'll be sharing a lot of the details with you guys, but just a quick overview. You know, I was at college for about 4.5, 5 years, and I had my first hospitalization my freshman year, and my lung function dropped from the 90s down to 32. So that was my first hospitalization. It was a shock to my world. You know, I was getting sick walking to class, and I didn't really know what it was like to be sick with CF. And I called my doctor back home. We did the antibiotic thing. It just didn't really work out. Anyway, throughout college, I just kept getting more frequent exacerbations. the oral antibiotics stopped working for me. I had to be hospitalized all the time, IV antibiotics every other month, and I still tried to stay really active, and I still didn't tell my friends, right? So I would always tell my friends, oh, you know, I got pneumonia again, and my lungs are scarred, so it's hard for me to recover, and all this kind of thing. And, you know, I still wanted to live that normal life. I wanted to go to college and not have to worry about anything, and just not really put my health first, which obviously was a mistake. So I did all that, guys, and it ended up being 29 hospitalizations throughout all of college within, you know, 4.5 years. And I was never hospitalized before college, so that was just a lifestyle change. My lung function dropped as low as 26%, and I ended up getting so low and sick because I spent several times in the ICU. One of those times, I was in a medically induced coma for a long time. I got diagnosed with ABPA, which is allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis. It's a fungal infection in your lungs. Some of you might have it or know about it. I also got diagnosed with CF-related diabetes. So all these diagnoses were happening. I was getting sicker and sicker, and it turned out at the end of my college day, I had to quit school, quit my job, which I went to school for pre-law and finance, and I had to quit my job, which was at a part-time law firm, and I had to give all that up, guys, because I just got so sick. And you know, it's definitely the hardest time of my life. I have a lot of emotions and feelings I can share with you guys about that, and just what I was thinking and the experiences that were going on. And you know, at that point, it was really hard to hide my CF, right? I mean, it turned out that I was on oxygen full time. I was on insulin. I just got short of breath walking to the kitchen, and that's Ralphie squeaking his toy in the background. Ralph, hey, I'm filming a video, man. Shh. He listened real well, I promise. You're gonna hear him squeak again here in a minute. So anyway, I ended up having to quit school, quit my job. I had short of breath walking to the kitchen from the living room. You know, luckily I found Jenny. She was my respiratory therapist at the time before I switched hospitals. Once I switched to a different hospital, and we started dating, and luckily she stuck with me throughout it all. And it's pretty ironic, you know, if you get married to someone, you always say, until, you know, bad health or death do us part. Ironically, Jenny and I are not married yet, but we went ahead and started the opposite. So we started with my health terrible, and luckily I was able to recover. And I can definitely share more with you guys on how I recovered and some of the tips and advice and things like that. But I went from 104 pounds and 26% lung function, and that was for over a year and a half that was happening. I couldn't stay out of the hospital, guys. The longest I could stay out was 10 days. I think that was my record, until I had to be admitted again for another 2 or 3 weeks. Anyway, luckily I had a friend get in touch with me right when I was getting evaluated for a lung transplant, and I got denied the lung transplant because I said I wasn't ready yet. Then I got into aromatherapy, and you know, it was something I laughed off at first. It was, you know, it was whatever, and I'll share more about that with you guys. But I laughed it off pretty heavily, and I was like, you know, that's not going to work for me. I have this disease. You can't cure or fix CF or anything like that. And that may be true, but I really feel like it helped me, guys. And once I felt that it was keeping me from getting sick, I was able to just start working out again for the first time in 5 years. And I started tracking my nutrition pretty heavily, so I really counted my calories, my macronutrients and things like that. And overall, it was about 6 months time, and we said, holy crap, I have not been in the hospitals in 6 months. That has not happened in over 4 or 5 years. Like, we were psyched. And I had gained weight, and I went back to the clinic, and they're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, how are you getting better? And I ended up putting on 36 pounds, guys. 32 pounds. I ended up being 136 pounds, and I had gained 18% lung function, so the highest my PFTs were back then, got up to 44%, and it was just overall awesome feeling, guys. And since then, I've been stayed out of the hospital for 2 years now. Except for last month, I went in the hospital for the first time in 2 years, and it wasn't bad at all. My lung function going into the hospital was 42%. So still a big change. It's awesome. I do have the Delta F508 mutation double. So I was on Orkambi. I was in the trials for a little bit in Florida. And when I had that whole year and a half that I was sick all the time, and I couldn't really walk around too much or get out of the house, I just felt so unproductive and just lost like a meaning of life, and just didn't know what to do with myself because I was a full-time student. I was working in a law firm and everything was going right in college, and I just got sicker and sicker. So I thought it would be really cool to learn apps and how to make apps, and I just thought that was a neat concept. And so I started learning myself on the internet, and I took one course for I think $60. And that one course, guys, helped me make my very first app, and I wanted to give back to the CF community. And so my first app is called My Fight Against Cystic Fibrosis, and it's for the iPhone. I got a lot of really good feedback, so I made another app, and I made it for asthma, and then I got hired to do an app for our foundation. And so all these things just kind of kept piling on top of each other, right? And we ended up moving back to Missouri, and I ended up getting contacted by recruiters, and they asked if I would be willing to work for a company and make apps for them. And I took it, and within 6 months' time of being back in St. Louis, I was working my first full-time career, professional job. Felt amazing, guys. And within that 6 months, I got approached by another company, and I switched over to an even better position. So right now, I'm the senior iOS software engineer at a company. So overall, great things have been happening. And the number one tip I just have for anybody that asks me, how did you do it? And it's just, just keep your motivation. Just do whatever you can to believe in yourself. Don't give up hope, and just keep your eye on the prize, or keep your goals in mind, and just try to make small steps to achieve those goals. And I think once you do achieve those goals one by one, it just betters your mindset so much and gives you a really positive outlook. And that just continues to pile up and get better and better for you, which I really think betters your health. I'm kind of in the mindset that if you think negative or you have a pessimistic attitude, negative things will usually be brought into your life. And so I really try to live the opposite from that as much as I can. And growing up, my mom taught me how to do that. I didn't have a dad growing up, so my mom really strived to, live life to the fullest and live like every day was your last. So recently I got asked a very unique question, which was, why do you do YouTube and why do you do Instagram? And I just thought about it for a minute, and overall I have to say the reason I do it is because I've done it all, guys. I had a successful, healthy childhood, and I ended up throwing it all away, getting really sick. I hit rock bottom, as low as I feel like you can go with CF, because I was getting evaluated for a lung transplant. I couldn't really move out of my house, or move around my house, I should say. And I experienced it all. I got diagnosed with so much stuff, and I try to keep my drive and keep my motivation and overcome it all. And my lung function is not back in the 90%, but it is high enough, and I still do have that drive and motivation to try to live the most normal life that I can and still achieve my dreams and my goals. And I really want to inspire and help motivate other patients with CF or viewers in general to, no matter what obstacles come your way, don't let it stop you. Just keep striving for more, and look at obstacles or failures as a learning experience to better yourself for your future and your goals that you're trying to achieve. So that was my response to that. And still looking back on it, I'm happy with what I said. And that's why I do it, guys. So now that we had this channel, it's even more awesome, right? Because now you have 7 people sharing their experiences and how they got through the hard times and the good times and the laughs and the cries. So I'm really excited for this channel, guys. I hope you like it too. Anyway, guys, very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I will see you next week, and I believe the topic is exercising with CF. So that's one of my favorite topics, right? So I can't wait to do that video next for you guys, and I will see you next week. Have a good one, guys. See ya.